I'm just Nick, and this is the Dwarfcraft Devices Eau Claire Thunder. So, this is a really cool fuzz with some kind of smart and perhaps unique features, or at least a unique way of kind of implementing them. On the face of it, it's a kind of big muffy fuzz that has a lot of girth to it, a lot of body. Here, I'll give you the clean sound just for reference. Car Rambler back there, kind of blackface clean tone. And we have the distortion cranked all the way up. Now we get a very girthy, slightly stonery fuzz sound. It's got this nice little switch called Time Warp that puts you a little bit more into vintage, slightly darker territory. Here, I'll give you So with it down, you have a kind of more defined treble and a little bit less lower mid-range. You have a little bit more of a full range sound with the switch up. You have a volume and a tone control that works more like a cut control. Counterclockwise is as bright as it gets. That's as dark as it gets. So you can really tune this fuzz for the amp and the room and the style. It's got a really nice musical range to this EQ here, tone control. And it's capable of kind of lower gain fuzz sounds, but it's not going to get super clean. It's a fuzz after all. Just the same, it's very dynamic, and it will clean up with your guitar's volume. So it's a nice dynamic full range fuzz that has this little switch that gives you kind of two flavors. But here's where it gets a little bit more interesting. There's a very smart feature called the toneblast feature that simply bypasses your tone control. So if you're playing with a kind of a more scooped, more bright fuzz sound, when you hit this tone blast, it's going to give you a bit of a volume boost and some mid-range boost, right? And things stiffen up a little. It is exactly what you need when you're using a kind of heavy, sort of scooped fuzz sound for your rhythm parts. Now you need to take your solo. Man, I can't tell you how often it's the case that when you're using these kind of big muff type fuzz sounds, you just can really get lost in the mix when you go to play single note parts, and this thing does exactly what you want it to make those single note parts audible and still maintain the same general quality of the fuzz tone. And then they have a foot switch called feedback, which will initiate a kind of self-oscillation of this thing that is actually tunable with this feedback knob. So if you have a chord going, if we change the tuning, octave down, go all the way down. We don't don't get anything if we go to the extreme, I guess. I don't know what's happening, but it's cool. So at the greater extremes, you get more of a kind of noise response, and at the lesser extremes here, more of a harmonic response. Let's go all the way up. Let's see what happens. Kind of cool, and it's pretty interactive with the tone control. So what's cool about this is it's a feature that's capable both of sort of harmonically related sounds and pretty extreme noise, but one that you can just switch on and off. And there aren't that many pedals around that I know of that are really seamlessly able to go from you know, pretty straight tones to pretty crazy noise stuff in a way that enables you to controllably move back and forth between those extremes while you're playing. So this is pretty cool that way. You can kind of inject some dissonant elements where you want, but without really, you know, venturing fully into the territory of dissonance, as it were. And finally, another very smart feature is a trim knob that allows you to adjust the input level to compensate for very hot pickups, which sometimes can really kind of mush out on the low end of a fuzz and get too much compression happening. These are kind of medium output single coils, so I don't really need to use it, but if, you know, if I wanted to tighten up the bottom end with higher output pickups, this would really come in handy. The look of the pedal is sort of pleasantly Midwestern industrial. And it's a very workman-like pedal, so its very workman-like appearance, I think, really suits it. I think that's really all I have to say about it. I like it. I think that you should get a hold of the folks at Rock and Roll Vintage if this pedal appeals to you. It's sort of a very flexible and versatile fuzz that has a whole hell of a lot of character and some cool features.